everyone, this is Ep21 and welcome to episode 21 of Ep20's OceanBlock2 Let's Play series. Today's plan is a pretty simple and straightforward one. I want to figure out what I'm supposed to do with this Nautec stuff so that I can get into just dire things and get my void shimmer goo and then hopefully very quickly into the skulky goo, the shadow pulse goo, all kinds of good stuff. So I got a laser junction as a quest reward here. That's cool from Nautec. Needs a Heart of the Sea and needs a laser relay. Not terrible, and some Nautec steel ingots. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with all that. But it also gives me the ability to make an explorer's compass, which we can item transformation. Should we just throw a compass in there and then we get a... That's kind of cool. Let's do that real quick. So if I make a compass and then we bring some prismarine shards into this locale, I assume that what we do is hopper in the prismarine shards and then just drop the compass down. I wonder if the compass has to be more like centered on the block. I notice if it's like all the way on the edge of the block, those particles stop, and that's a problem. Ooh, Explorer's Compass. What's up, Explorers? Love the Explorer's Compass. Definitely one of my favorite mechanics. What other kinds of cool... Oh, so we can get an Ancient Eye, huh? Well, that's neat. Not sure what that is, per se, but I guess we'll find out. Ooh, we can get Chorus Fruit out of this. That's useful for stuff. And then we can get laser channeling coils. So these are the 5 items that we can, like, purify, right? And this guy requires 3.0 purity. No idea what purity is, no idea what it means, but, like, meh. Apparently we have it, so that's cool. Also, sag milled myself a few prismarine crystals between episodes there, just to have a few of them ready. We've got the Nautec guide if we need to go further, but now we've at least got you, which gives me a rare loot crate, and I got flux dust. Okay, cool. So we can make that with skystone dust, redstone, and lava in a superheated thing. Okay, that's cool. Good to know. Flux dust is a thing we'll probably want at some point. Let's look at harnessing crystal power. So we're going to need a mixer from Nautec. The raw power from this crystal should have more use than just purifying items. The aquamarine steel is strong enough to withstand the power, which means I can create some kind of machine that can use that power. Task, craft a mixer. So let's make the mixer, and then we'll read the notes on the mixer. Is that fair? So to get started, we're going to need a motor, which means we're going to need magnetic coils, which means we're going to need electrum, which means more electrum plates. Did I have more electrum plates over here, or not so much? I'm gonna go back to my just dire things armor, only because then I can run faster. Make sure that you're stopped for a sec, because we don't want... Well, actually, we do want a gear. Don't we want a gear? We need a cast iron gear. Do the cast iron gear thing for me, and then while you're smelting, you can do that, and that should make a gear. And then meanwhile, we're going to want some electrum, of which we have a bit, but we can make more, right? Alloy smelting, gold, and silver. You know what's funny is I think I actually just recently did... No, it's osmium. I knew I had processed some metals, and... Okay, not that quite. Okay. Ba-boop, ba-doop. Let's get you, and then some silver... That should be sufficient. I get the impression we're probably going to want more silver here, so let's sag mill that up. And then you guys should be able to do that and get more electrum for me. Sweet. Okay. So with a bunch of electrum ready to go, let's get a bunch of plates. So that, and then I'm going to say 20-ish. Sound like a number? Sounds like a number to me. Did you make the thing or no? Alright, stop you for a sec. You were supposed to make something cast iron? What's up, cast iron? Molten cast iron. Is that not how we make a cast iron gear? Nope. Duly noted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Granted, I did look at JEI for that. I just kind of assumed that it would work because, right? Okay. So, in addition, we need polished prismarine, which is going to need prismarine, which is going to need some more prismarine shards. That's not a big nuisance to make. The only thing that always bothered me about this actually additions laser and is carried through today is how little energy it stores. it always stored a very small amount of energy in my approximation and made auto crafting this stuff a little tedious because it just doesn't have a large battery with which to store energy. So, not the end of the world. Maybe a little bit at the end of the world. All right, let me do the crafting off camera and, we'll be back. All right, so I think I'm good to make the mixer now. Yay! I've got a mixer. Now, how does it work? That is the big question. The mixer can convert items and fluids into something new. To use it, only one item can be placed in from each cardinal direction. To power it, it must have a beam flowing into the top, either from crystal itself or from a channel. Cool. Okay. So, and then I should be able to use this mixer to make the things. So I need an abyssal pearl. Okay. Which would be this. And remember, I've been getting these from killing those dudes, right? And then I want some blaze bloom goo and some polymorphic fluid. So let me go steal my goo. And I'm going to get a bucket of polymorphic fluid just to be cool. And then I'll meet you guys over at the place with the stuff. Does that sound fair? All right, be right there. All right, so I think it said laser underneath here, right? So basically we want that, and then where are we for prismarine? Do we have more of this stuff? A little bit. I don't know if it's enough. We'll find out. I'm gonna laser up some more of it real quick. Keep in mind that that is under the Y level, so you want to make sure you're wearing your pneumatic leggings when you go there, otherwise you take damage. Dyer learned that off camera. But yeah, so here we are. We're in this dude. Now it said we have to insert them on different sides. So can I click that in, or how's that work? Oh my goodness, hello. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. Polymorphic fluid. I wonder if it matters. Like, I'm gonna put it like this and then see if it matters which order it goes in. I would hope it doesn't matter what order it goes in, but we'll find out. So then in theory, I just like feed you some prismarine and we're good to go. Oh, look at that, it's mixing. Oh, it worked. That is cool. That is super cool. We've got void shimmer goo. What up? That was not hard at all. That was actually quite easy. Compared to last episode where everything was hard, I'm pleased. Quick note, it said the prism monocle might be a cool thing to make, so I want to make that real quick. Prism monocle. It has like a thing. I don't know if that's like slot monocle. Is there a monocle slot? Apparently yes. Cool. And that lets me see the strength or purity. Oh, hello. Power is 0, purity 3. Nice. Okay. Well, there you go. That's what the monocle does. Today we learned. Super cool. Okay. Easy peasy. I'll take it. So monocle good, mixer good. Quest complete for monocle. Gives me some more steel. There's something about managing your laser network. So I guess you can do like all kinds of cool lasery stuff here. I don't know. So I seem to have forgotten the ever-growing hunger of the goo I made. It's almost like its stomach is just an empty void that is always growing. Maybe that's it. Feed it something from the void. Use the mixer, mix blaze bloom goo with an abyssal pearl and polymorphic fluid to create void shimmer goo. Note you will need 2 aquatic catalysts to power the mixer. Oh, really? 'Cause I didn't. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Now for void shimmer goo, as a reminder, unless it was changed, because it is a config option. but it should be telling me what it needs. So chorus fruit can be fed, or ender pearls. We're definitely going to want more ender pearls. So like, talk to me about ender pearls. Where am I going to get more of you? We could do like generalized overworld, blah 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 blah. Enderman seeds. Molten ender can come from this stuff. Also not a fun thing. Powdered ender pearl, you know, yeah. Not a great option here. Just looking to see if there's like anything that like makes it. And then, you know, Enderman predictions and whatnot. So like I'd love to get an Enderman data model, but like we're gonna have to kill. Yeah, interesting. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so that means that we should really look at getting some fuel for our Void Shimmer goo, at least for now. Now, in fairness, it looks like we're not at all far away from getting Skulk goo, which is, you know, Void the Shadow Pulse. That does require a Nether Star, though. So maybe we're a little further away from that than I thought. We could probably, you know, extended crafting and all that. My goodness. So like a whole bunch of stuff to get there. All right. So I lied. We're not that close. Power of the Void is going to have to happen here. Yeah. But let's get mob farming a little bit better than it was. Because at the very least, I could use some more ender pearls. So what I'm thinking we do is maybe, you know, some fans from mob grinding utils might not be a bad plan. I kind of like that idea. And then let's see, mob grinding utils. I know I had some looting upgrades, so that's cool. You know, we could get that going. You know, we could get a mob masher happening. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Dyer, you barely have any mobs going. Well, look at the top left of my screen. I'm kind of ready for this. I'm kind of ready. Or at least I think I'm ready. To make some greatness happen. So like Mob Masher, we'll get some upgrades going. I'm thinking what we do is we get some GM chicken feed. So to get into that, we're going to need an imbuement chamber. So in order to do that, we're going to need some Arcwood logs. So let's start the growing, shall we? I guess I could probably just go chop that tree thingy down. Oh, sure, why not? Let's do that. We'll just vein mine all this stuff and or FTB ultimine it, whatever. You know what I meant. I was really trying not to have to do this, but it looks like I got unlucky. And, you know, stuff decided to be tricky. But I can grow the Arcwood here, right? And that would be cool. All the eatings. I like having automatic feeding in my backpack. It is kind of convenient. Am I going to vein mine everything except one block there? Apparently, yes. That's funny. Now, that said, once I get some better Just Dire Things gear, I should be able to chop more than 64 blocks at a time, and that would be much cooler. But at the very least, there we go. So let's break this. And then finally, this dude. I think it's a good time to get into Ars Nouveau. Because, you know what? It's never a bad time to get into Ars Nouveau. Cool. And I should be able to dump all this stuff into here. Did I ever do a drawer for wood? I probably should have done a drawer for wood. I did do a drawer for wood. Look at that. How cool. How cool am I? I have diamond ones, but I just feel like that's a big old... Now, somebody commented on a video lately that having this on a crafting channel auto might have been a problem. I don't know. Is it crafting? Pending inputs. What's that all about? See, this is that, like, weirdness that I was talking about. Pending dependencies. Stored 6 chests. It might be an inventory space issue. No, we have plenty of inventory space. Look at all the space we have. We have space for days. Okay, never mind. What I'm going to do is just do it manually. See, it's a little wonky. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. But it's also just a smidge of the wonkiness, right? You think you'll be able to make a chest for me? Yeah, no, it's definitely being weird. Okay. I thought this would be easier, but it's definitely being wonky. Part of the reason I want to move over to Applied Energistics. It's very cool, but it's got a little bit of quirkiness. That's all. That's all there is to it. Just a little bit of quirkiness. All right, let's put you away. Let's put you away, and you. And I have a reason that I have a cut and paste sketched out, so I'm leaving that out. And there's reasons for this thing. You can go in my backpack along with you and the portal gun for now. The hopper can go away. You're a wrench, so why not? Backpack. Nautec guide can go away. Aquamarine steel. Didn't even know what to do with it. The goo also goes away. All right, that's a much cleaner inventory. Cool. And I want those nature essences for reasons. All right. Now I can grow my awesome little tree. Hooray! Arcwood logs. Still need a magnet. Should we like prioritize that happening now? I think it's about time that we get a magnet. What's the good magnet to get in this pack? Yeah, advanced magnet. That sounds cool. Base magnet? I might just get a base magnet. Only because I don't want to use the extra ender pearls just yet. We are very close to having more ender pearls, but we aren't there just yet. All right, so simple magnet for me real quick. Cool. What's the hotkey for you? Well, I don't need it just yet. There you go. Is that a magnet-y? Yeah, is there a magnet dedicated slot? I don't see one. So we'll go with that, and that's cool. All right. You can go away. You can get turned into arcwood planks. You can go away. And then we can get ourselves some imbuement chambers. Cool. Time in a bottle dude. Time in a bottle exist? It's not the time in a bottle. It's like it's the temporal pouch, right? That just needs some blocks of raw gold and an eye bender. It's now about the time to make one of these? Sure. Says the guy who, like, moments ago was against using an extra ender pearl. But hey, I call that a win. You know me. I gotta make it. I mean, we're probably moderately close to making time crystals, but this will get me going until such time that we're ready to roll. So that's up and running. Now we've got our imbuement chambers. And then you were telling me that if I wanted to make GM chicken feed, we're going to want to put a solium seed base in here with is that it? Okay, so we're going to need you, which will be some prosperity shards and any seeds, right? Okay, in a jar without any heat to it, right? And that's cool. Beautiful. And magneting works. So you're telling me I just do this, and you're going to get me GM chicken feed? Yes. Yes, that is what I'm telling you. And look, I just tick accelerated. No, wait, go back in there. And I'll be leaving my computer on overnight, so that next episode we have lots of time to accelerate. Hooray! GM chicken feed. Speaking of chickens... Hello, friends. This is for you. Haha! Rotten eggs. Quest completed. Creating mob farms. Where was that? Where was that chapter? I'm guessing it's... Okay, cool. Up here. Yay. And yay. And yay. Alright. Putting away my experience. Putting away all my excess junk that I've collected. Storage drawer controller. Yeah, I probably will want one of those, won't I? Yeah, probably. Seeds, feather. That's cool. And then you, copy and paste gadget. Notice I have a bunch of grass on here. Guess where I got that from? Right here. I cut this area, and I'm gonna go paste it down in here. Because my problem with this area is that it doesn't really run unless I'm in like the exact right position. But if I were to do this and then replace blocks on, Y level down, confirm. There you go. And then we should be able to rotten egg it. And then that would be cool. Let's make sure that we have a redstone controllable light. And then go from there. So what we're gonna want is a lamp. And a lever. And then I'll center it in the room from inside, and the lever's going to need to be inside because of water. All right, so like right here. Cool, and that's neat. And then, and that works for me. And then what we'll probably want to do is have the mob masher. We usually put it on the ground so that like baby zombies, right? And we can throw our looting upgrade in there. We'll probably want a few more of those, along with sharpness. And then some kind of vacuum-y type dude. I could use an item collector from Just Dire Things, probably, right? Speaking of ender pearls and not having enough, I'm gonna run out of them so soon. That's gotta be like my last ender pearl, right? Yeah! Just Dire's item collector. You know it. And then we'll have like, I'll probably want some kind of like antechamber type room, right? To have item collecting and drawers and whatnot in. Let's get like some of you guys. That works. 16 should be plenty. Especially because they're, that type. The 2x2 drawers. And so you're done. These are things that are on my to-do list still. That looks cool. Can I make a few more of these? Yes, for like really cheap too. And then for the mob grindy dudes, we're also going to want some sharpness. So that we're going to want like 40 of, right? That's 17. That's 20. That's 23. And that should be 40. Yeah, it makes sense. Sharpness. Hooray, math. And that should be about all she wrote, right? Yeah, that's good. So maybe we build like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to copy and paste Hey, that's not a copy-paste gadget. That's a copy-paste gadget. Right? I'm going to be working underwater for a minute. This makes sense. What I should really be doing is copying from here to here. And then by virtue of doing that, you will be ready to... And then settings, menu... That actually should be fine. The only thing you would miss out on... Really? Oh, that's right, the grass. Yeah, I was going to say, there should be... That should have been filled in all the way, but I forgot I made that grassy. Mining laser works really well underwater. Just putting that out there. Is that cool? Right? And then that... And then we really just need a... So if I did this, and we did surface, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we undid that. And then we did it here. Is that cool? Right? And then just to validate, yes. Perfect, right? How cool is that? And unfortunately, I unfortunately have to wrap up a little bit early here. So let me wrap up here. We'll come back next episode and we'll finish this, right? So this will basically be like a little antechamber where like the mob drops and experience and all that stuff goes that will fuel or get brought in from this, right? So like in theory, I should be able to get rid of this guy at this point. And then like that's our thing, right? Is that cool? All right, for now, Devil20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm going to center a light in this room as well. And then when we come back next time, we should be in really good shape for getting the mob farm up and doing a bunch of other cool stuff. For now, you know the deal. Take it easy.